Welcome to Supreme Science Grenade Launcher, where I'm here to ask one very specific question. Why is it that in the Namek Saga and further, Frieza states that Final Form Frieza is his base form, which would make no sense, as that would mean third and second and first form Frieza are transformations that divide his power. Give me any example of a transformation in Dragon Ball Z and Super that divides the power of the user. Not uses a lot of ki, divides. Because he says it was too much power to handle, so you lose a lot of stamina. But why would the transformations be divisors? I think Frieza actually lied. Let's think about some clues. If what he's saying is true, why haven't we ever seen anything like it? Because think about it. Yes, we have seen King Cold, but if you think King Cold, if he actually had actual transformations, wouldn't have actually used them? Do you think him, seeing his son who is stronger than him, be defeated, he wouldn't at least transform? The most prideful man there is. So I have a few things that I think could support this theory. Number one, what if Frieza was so scared of the legendary Super Saiyan that he actually trained a little, not a lot, just a little. Not like how he transformed in Resurrection. Then you're going to ask, okay, then why didn't he have golden? Simply arrogance. Because remember, all it took for Frieza to not even work on the stamina in Resurrection F, because the second he got the golden Frieza, he came to fight Goku and Co. Thus, if Frieza was to able to get final form, you're asking why didn't he stop second, third, or fourth? Because of his pride, and he just wanted to get stronger, like there. But once he got second form, he stayed a little bit like that and almost got defeated by somebody that pushed him to his third form. And then once he realized that, he trained a little bit longer and got fourth form. After seeing that, his arrogance, he was so arrogant to think no one else except Beerus could be able to defeat him. Thus, he never trained again. He didn't care. He knew he could defeat the legendary Super Saiyan or whatever comes his way. But that's the thing. If Final Form Frieza was actually his base form, and it was taking how could it take a lot of stamina? Think about that. No base form takes a lot of stamina. Only transformations take a lot of stamina. So how could a base form have too much power to control if he was born in that form and lives throughout his life in that form? Every time we see Frieza in the past, we have barely seen him except in which specific form? We have only seen him in his first form. When he destroyed planet Vegeta, he was in his first form. But you're asking, why would he train? Because think about this. How long did it take Vegeta to at least be able to fight first form Frieza? He only had a few fights before. Let me count. In Kui, he defeated him very easily. And in Dodoria, the fat one, the purple fat one, he was also able to defeat after getting the information. The first time he was defeated badly would be when he fought Zarbon and Zarbon transformed. But after that, he was able to defeat Zarbon easily. And just before he fought Frieza, he fought the Ginyu Force and Rekum, who also beat him a lot. So after only 2 Zenkai boosts from battle, he was able to match first form Frieza. Thus, that would make more sense for a base form than a transformation. Because why would the Frieza use transformations that suppress him so much that it only takes a 2 Zenkai boost to match him and fight him evenly? Does that feel like something that a tyrant like Frieza would actually do? You're asking this? If that was a transformation, what was this about? So my theory is first form Frieza is actually the base form of Frieza. Another few evidence that can support this would actually be King Cold. Because think about this. King Cold is more prideful than Frieza. Frieza has a strategic mind which King Cold may lack in certain situations. So, after Frieza got first, second, third, and fourth, and realized fourth is so hard to maintain and never needed to use it, thus, he was able to do that. That's why King Cold never transformed. He never trained to get transformations. And you're asking this, okay, if Frieza can train to get different transformations, why is it that when he trained for 4 months, he was able to get golden and no other transformation? A simple explanation. When he trained for those 4 months, first he mastered his fourth form. It's not outright stated, but he stays in his fourth form more than he has in any other type of situation. Because think about it. He was able to stay in his fourth form. But in that Resurrection F movie, what happened? Before he transferred into his final form, he was in his first form, which I consider his base form. Thus, I believe that Frieza didn't train for 4 months. He trained for 1 month. Got 4 transformations and 3 transformations and saw that he could defeat any Saiyan, even the legendary Super Saiyan. Thus, so I believe from there, Frieza trained for a month, got those transformations, and then believed he could defeat any Super Saiyan that would come his way. He would be wrong, but he annihilated the Saiyan, so he thought, I trained for almost nothing and never trained again, even though it would be very useful for that duration of time. So what I believe is this simple explanation. Frieza was told about the Super Saiyan legend from either a member of the Frieza soldiers or a Saiyan for one. Then he trained for 1 month. And then fearing that fear of the Super Saiyan would corrode his mind, even though he thought he would end up stronger. So to prepare or to prevent such an occurrence, he trained for 1 month, got 3 forms, and wasn't able to master them because he didn't know he could master transformation. Then realized, instead of training more like these bottom tier beings and not telling anyone, he would destroy the planet. King Cold, having no knowledge of his son ever even training, doing even a single push-up, didn't ever realize to transform. He only had a first form looking thing. It looks like his second form Frieza because King Cold is taller, but that most likely is the same look as the first form Frieza. After that, Frieza was defeated by a Super Saiyan, what he feared, because he underestimated the power he had because of his own ego. After that, he redid all of that. Because I have an extra question. How was he able to train in Resurrection F if he never heard of anything like training? I ask you, can you run a marathon if you have never ran in your life? Run longer than 1 meter in your life? No. So thus, he either had already trained or he just was lucky. So I believe he trained, got the transformations he has, or the Namek saga, and realized what would make him more scary is to say that his base full power is so powerful that he has to divide it just to control it, because that is such a threatening sound of thing for an emperor of the universe. Wouldn't that scare anyone in somebody's position at all? That would be one of the scariest things. And that made fear. But the Saiyans knew he had transformations, but thought that he was just suppressing his full power that's so powerful, keeping all the Frieza force scared, because if anyone reaches first form, he could just say, "You think this is my final form? No, my full power is so strong, it is almost hard to control." Thus threatening everyone. This is Supreme Saiyan's grenade launcher heading out. Sorry for the amount of noise. Somebody is playing music in the background. It's either one of my neighbors or something. So sorry for the annoyance. Also, they were banging doors for some reason. So sorry for that. And guess who? I have returned from doing the exam last year. So I think I'll be returning to doing content here in my channel, because that's what I am very passionate about. So if you won't mind, can you like and subscribe and come again to watch another video from the man himself, Supreme Saiyan's grenade launcher. This would really help out at times, so I can be able to continue making such content, and so that I can be able to make more theories or more content. If you have any ideas for either future theories or any idea that you would like me to use or not use, like me to do, please comment down below, and I'll read the comment to see such a good idea, and I'll like comment if I know how I could be. But hey, this is just Supreme Saiyan's grenade launcher, and I'm about to head out.